It was the 21st morning without a word from her. 21 mornings of waking up to an empty side of the bed, to a phone that didn't light up, to a silence so thick it became its own kind of noise. I'd almost stopped hoping for her name to appear on my screen, until it did. "Can we talk?" 4 words. That was all she wrote after 3 weeks of nothing. No, I miss you. No, I'm sorry. Just a cautious, distant question, like we were two strangers trying to schedule a business meeting instead of a husband and wife whose lives had unraveled. I stared at the message for a long time, thumb hovering over the keyboard. My chest felt tight, like my ribs were wrapped in wire. For 21 days, I'd played every moment of our last fight in my head, every cruel word, every slammed door. I'd imagined this moment 100 different ways. Her calling, her crying, her begging, but never like this. 3 weeks earlier, she'd packed a suitcase after dinner. I remember the clink of her fork against the plate, how she barely touched her food, how her eyes never met mine. I asked if something was wrong and she said quietly, "I just need some space." Space from what? Yes. She stood shaking her head. From this. From us. She left that night, taking half her clothes and all her warmth with her. At first, I thought it was just another one of her cooling-off periods. She'd get a hotel, stay with her sister, come home when the dust settled. But then she didn't answer my calls. Not the next day. Not the next week. By day 10, the silence stopped feeling like punishment. Felt like erasure. And now, after 21 days, all she had to offer was, "Can we talk?" I opened the message, closed it again. I wanted to know what she meant. Did she want closure? Forgiveness? Or was this just guilt finally catching up to her? Because I knew, somewhere deep down long before she left, that there was someone else. The signs had been there. The late nights at work. The phone always flipped face down. The small, unconscious smile when she texted someone who wasn't me. I tried to tell myself I was imagining it, that after 10 years of marriage, paranoia had no place in love. But love doesn't erase instincts, it just makes you want to believe they're wrong. The day before she left, I'd noticed an unfamiliar number calling her. She said it was a colleague. I let it go. The next morning, that same number sent her a message while she was in the shower. It said, "Last night was worth every risk." I didn't say anything right away. I waited, heart pounding, scrolling through old photos of us on my phone. Our wedding, our vacations, her smile back when it was meant for me. I needed to hold on to something real before I faced what wasn't. That night when she came home I asked, "Who's Mark?" Her fork froze midair. "What? Mark?" I repeated. "The one who texted you." Her face drained of color. Then she said softly, "He's just a friend from work. A friend who says last night was worth every risk." She closed her eyes, exhaled slowly, and said nothing. That silence told me everything. I left the table and walked into the other room because if I stayed, I would have said things I couldn't take back. She didn't follow. I heard her packing an hour later. That was 21 days ago. And now here she was asking to talk. I got up, walked to my desk, and stared at the divorce papers I'd had drawn up last week. They weren't signed yet. I'd been waiting, maybe for her, maybe for myself, to decide whether I still wanted to fight for a woman who'd already left me in every way that mattered. My phone buzzed again. "Please, Daniel. Just a conversation. I owe you that much." The word stung. You owe money. You owe apologies. You don't owe a marriage. I thought about all the nights I'd sat alone in that house, tracing her absence like a wound. How many times I'd replayed her laughter, her scent on the pillow, the way she used to reach for my hand in her sleep. How many times I'd almost called her, ready to forgive something I hadn't even fully faced. But forgiveness isn't real when you're the only one bleeding. So I sat down, wrote a message, deleted it, and started again until the words felt clean. Cold. Final. We already talked. You just weren't listening. I paused, then added, "My attorney will be in touch." And below that I attached a photo. The signed and notarized divorce papers. I didn't expect her to respond, but a few minutes later the dots appeared. then vanished, then appeared again. Finally, "You really want to end it like this?" I stared at her message for a long time. My heart ached, but there was something steady beneath the pain now, something like peace. I typed back, "No, I don't. But you ended it 21 days ago. I'm just finishing the paperwork." She didn't reply. I set the phone down and sat in the quiet, letting it all settle. The anger, the grief, the strange calm that comes when you finally stop fighting for something that's already gone. Later that night, I walked past the bedroom we used to share. The sheets still smelled faintly of her perfume. On the dresser was a photo from our 10th anniversary. She was wearing red, laughing with her whole face, and I remember thinking that night how lucky I was. I picked up the frame, stared at it for a long time, then placed it face down. For the first time in weeks I slept. The next morning, her name flashed across my phone again. I almost didn't look, but curiosity got the better of me. I signed them too. "I hope one day you understand why." No explanations. No confessions. Just that. I didn't reply. I didn't need to. Understanding her wouldn't change what she did, or how it felt when everything I thought was safe turned out to be temporary. Days passed. The house grew quieter, but not in the same way. It was a cleaner silence now. Not absence, but release. I still catch myself thinking about her sometimes. How she used to hum while cooking, how she'd fall asleep with a book on her chest, how her hair smelled of lavender and rain. Love doesn't vanish. It just changes shape. Maybe she left because she was lonely. Maybe because she stopped loving me long before she had the courage to admit it. Maybe because I stopped seeing her pain until it was too late. I don't know. I don't think I ever will. But when I look back, I realize something simple. Silence is an answer too. And sometimes the only way to reply is to let go. Cleanly, completely, and with your signature at the bottom of the page.